Nicky, welcome to the Football Terrace. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, Terry. Thanks for the invite, mate.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Not a problem. Obviously, just seen West Ham lose 2-0 to bitter rivals Tottenham. It's not looking good at the moment under Moyes, is it?
It's not a rivalry at the minute, Terry. I'm afraid it hasn't been for for a long, long while. We're miles apart from what I saw tonight and Saturday from anybody in the league. You know, they fully deserved to win it. I didn't. They didn't have to be fantastic. And I'm not someone that deludes myself with delusions of grandeur. I'm a realist, and I know that Tottenham have got a good side. I knew it was going to be difficult, but what I can't stomach, Terry, is being outfought in games that we need to win, and that's what we've been done in the last two games. They've been tight affairs. Nobody's been really that good, but in games you need to win to stay. To stay in the league. To be outfought like that is a little bit worrying for us. The noises coming out of the club. Noble telling everyone, we're going to lose games and all that. He was awful tonight, by the way. He was really bad tonight. Give the ball away more than most. Looks unfit. The whole squad look unfit. And then you've got the manager telling everyone, well, I think it might go down to the last game. When you're in a relegation fight, and we've had decent success against Spurs at White Hart Lane with lesser squads.
Yeah,
they seem to be resigning to lose these games, Terry. And I think they're resigned to lose the one against Chelsea. And I think that they're looking from that on. By that time, it could be too late.
Mate, and do you know when you look at the West Ham team, you start looking at Rice, Lanzini, of course, Felipe Anderson, Cresswell, Fredericks is a good. It isn't as though your team is full of dirt players, like rubbish players. I think when you've got decent footballers there, and I know it didn't quite work out with Pellegrini, but I remember when you battered Man United earlier on in the season, you were moving the ball, you were playing some football. Do you think the decision to and just repeat what so many clubs have done and go back for David Moyes, do you think that's where the biggest mistake has happened? Have the players almost lost faith in West Ham because of that decision?
To be fair, I think the players have lost faith under Pellegrini. I think it all stems back to the game where we got absolutely walloped by Oxford. We're not going to compete in any sort of in the lofty positions in the league. They was probably looking at things like Oxford as a chance to progress in them cups. And when you've got sort of ambitious footballers who can be mercenary when it comes to the fact of wanting to force a move out, and you go and putting your second string out against Watford and getting absolutely walloped, I think that's where it all went wrong. But when I look back at to now, I made an analogy on Twitter, Terry. It's like going shopping with a blindfold on to go get your dinner. Sometimes you'll go to the supermarket and you'll pick up the right ingredients. Other times you'll pick up a steak, you'll pick up a trifle, you pick up a bit of cod, you pick up rice. It doesn't go together. All decent ingredients, but put them all together, it's fucking disgusting. And that's what we are at the moment. We're a blindfold meal. And that's how that's how our transfer policy is. We've got no philosophy, we've got no direction, we've got no fight. And these players are looking around. It's like a holiday camp at West Ham. They look around and think, if we go down, I'll pop off and move somewhere else, probably a bit cheaper. I'll get bigger wages if they don't have to pay as much money for me. There's not enough players that care for the shirt. Like Anderson. Anderson's a £45 million winger. He's strolling around like he's strolling around on a beach. A lot of their hearts are not in it. We've come back looking the most unfit of all the Premier League teams. And we've come back with the most injuries, which is not a surprise. We've got 4 injuries coming off the back of a 3-month layoff. How does that happen? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. And I've had chats with quite a few West Ham fans. Ever since look, it's not as if you guys were winning Premier Leagues prior, but sort of ever since leaving Upton Park, it just feels it's like one thing after another, if that makes sense. And and you have spent money. I think that's the painful part. You have spent money on players when you think of Anderson, Lomachenko. I think Allaire is injured, isn't he, at the moment? He's one of the guys you mentioned being injured. But do you think you'll stay up? Honestly, do you think you'll stay up, or do you think you're doomed to go down?
No, I don't think we will. I don't think we've got the bollocks. And I've been saying that. Sorry, Terry. Sorry, I can't swear on him, mate.
It's all right, mate.
Honestly, I don't think we've got the courage to stay up. I think there's a lot of players there. They're just resigned to losing. They're just resigned to failure. It isn't bred within the club. I don't think a lot of them understand the sort of gravity of the situation yet. But that's what you get when you're using agents as scouts. Scouts are going to tout you around players. They want to get the most money for players. They don't care whether they fit your system or not. The whole club is rotten from the top to the very bottom. We've got no, as I said before, we've got no philosophy, we've got no fight, we've got no direction. And our owners, they're very good money makers. What they're not is very good football people. And what they don't do, because of their egos, is get football people around them to make the right decisions. They rely on other money people. All they're worried about is the money. Money, money, money. Putting money in their pocket, getting out of that club with as much money as possible. And I know you said we spent money, but they was false transfers.
Right,
okay. The Anderson signing, the 100 million we spent a couple of years ago was on the back of some protests. People was on the brink of lynching them, Terry. And the Haller transfer this year, we've got one first team centre forward, one first team quality centre forward, and that's Haller. We've been lucky this season with our injury record that we've kept him fit and whatever. And he hasn't been brilliant, but he's been a centre forward.
Yeah.
They let 4 go in the summer. You can't do that. You can't let 4 players go and replace them with one and expect to get the same results. We were shit last season. What do they think we was going to happen this season?
I hear that. It's interesting hearing you say that, because I know it's different levels, but everything you just said there about your owners and the way the club was being run, since 2013 until around now, that's how most Man United fans feel about the Glazers, in terms of non-footballing people making footballing decisions, not listening to scouts, getting too far into bed with the wrong agents, and not signing the players that are needed for your system, as an example, and spending money, but actually wasting money on players, as you say, that don't actually fit. And all the clubs that do well, generally speaking, are well run. And okay, look, I think Bournemouth are a well run club, and they are where they are, but they've been punching above their weight for about 5 years now, as an example. But generally speaking, the well run clubs sit near the top, and the clubs that are not run particularly well are down near the bottom. So some, Norwich, I don't think they're a horribly run club, but the size of them, it's a different kettle of fish. But I do feel your pain, mate. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. Let everybody know where they can find you on your channel, mate.
West Ham Fan TV, mate. Just done a watch along. It's grim viewing, to be quite honest with you, West Ham fan. But I'm sure the rest will enjoy it. But Terry, thank you very much.
All right, mate. You take care of yourself. All the best, mate. Bye bye.
Yeah.